this final session on leadership effectiveness, we're going to wrap up this section on strategic leadership. And just as a quick review, what we've covered so far in this module is we started by talking about tactical leadership. We talked about the importance of increasing your capacity as a leader. We talked about your role as a marketing leader and a management leader and a financial leader. And I shared with you a model called situational leadership, which is a powerful tactical leadership model that you can use every day to improve the performance of your team and your company. And then we shifted gears and began to talk about strategic leadership. And strategic leadership is about thinking on a higher level and asking yourself bigger and better questions. Strategic leadership is about creating and communicating a vision of a preferred future. It's about creating a culture that really enables your team. It empowers your team to create that future that you want and that they want. In this final session, I want to wrap it up and just talk a little bit about your team. Now, we're going to get into team in a whole lot more depth in our module on people management. So you may want to be sure and get that module and study through that. But I want to just highlight a few key things here because it's critical to strategic leadership. And so the three things I want to say about team is, number one, you've got to always be working to build team trust. Your role as a leader is to manage trust and to build trust and to nurture trust. One of the great books that has helped many organizations and companies through the years is Patrick Lencioni's book, The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team. I highly recommend it to you. And as he talks about these 5 dysfunctions, the number one dysfunction is a lack of trust. And until you overcome that and start building trust within your organization, you really can't address the other struggles and dysfunctions in your company. And so it begins by building team trust. Lencioni says teamwork begins by building trust. And the only way to do that is to overcome our need for invulnerability. And so that requires us to just talk, to build relationships, to talk honestly and respectfully about where we are, where we want to go, why the future that we're talking about is so important to each of us, and have those conversations with our team members and even at times with our customers. And you want to build that trust. You build that trust through those conversations. You build that trust through spending meaningful time together. You build that trust through fun activities. We talked last time about things you want to focus your organization on, and one of them is fun. Let's have fun as a group and enjoy what we do and enjoy being together. That builds team trust. The second thing we need to be thinking about is team alignment. You want everybody on the same page, particularly around some key components. Number one is mission. The mission is what you do or why you exist. That's what the mission is. And so you ought to have a mission statement. We exist to, and then you fill in the blank. And just keep it simple. What do you do? Do you build swimming pools? Do you build fences? Do you serve employers with health benefits? What do you do? What is it your company does? Just concrete, simple. Here's what we do. That's your mission. And so mission should just be just very concrete and very clear. And you want your whole team aligned around that same mission. You want alignment around values. You know, what's important to us around here? How do we do what we do? And that's what the values give you. They give you the how. We value integrity. We value teamwork. We value customer service. What are those values that you want your team aligned around? And then, of course, vision. We talked a lot about vision and how to create that vision, that picture of a preferred future. And you want to be talking about that and asking bigger questions so that everybody has a clear and compelling and inspiring vision that you're aligned around. And so you want alignment around vision. You want alignment around cultural fit. We talked last time about culture. And not everybody is a cultural fit for your company. And you need to be honest with yourself about that. You know, cultural fit has to do with mission, values, and vision. And then it goes even beyond that. Are we aligned around our systems and procedures, our day-to-day operations? Are we aligned around our goals for every day that we're working to achieve? And not only our daily goals, but do we have alignment around our quarterly or annual goals? And so all of these things are things you want your team aligned around. So as we think about team as a leader, we want to be building team trust, we want to be strengthening team alignment, and then finally, we want to be building internal team leadership. You want to be building leaders within your company. A person who's probably influenced small businesses across America more than anybody else is Michael Gerber. Michael wrote a book back in the mid-'80s entitled The E-Myth. It was republished in the late 90s under the title The E-Myth Revisited. And he's written many other books. And as of today, as we're recording this, Michael is still very active, and more than 30 years later, still active, helping business owners build and grow powerful companies that make a difference in people's lives. And Michael said this, and I'll never forget it. He said, every small business should see themselves as a school. You as a small business owner, you should see yourself as a teacher, as a person who develops other people, and think of your company as a school where you train people. Many times I hear business owners say, I hired these people and it seems like they don't even have good basic life skills. Well, do something about that. Teach them, train them, coach them, mentor them. Get other people in your company mentoring each other, and work on building people within your organization. Teach them about the vision. Teach them about the culture. Teach them about the systems. Teach them your procedures. And help them understand why it's so important that they follow these procedures and the difference it makes. Teach them about accountability. The one area where I see more small business owners falling short than any other area is holding people accountable. You must lovingly and respectfully hold your team accountable. Oftentimes we don't do it until we get mad, and then the accountability is ugly and it's angry, and frankly it's not very effective. So you want to be making accountability a part of the culture of your organization, and as you teach, hold people accountable to the things that you're teaching them. And then finally, create a system within your organization for leadership development. And so have a way that you're constantly training people, training them in the procedures, training them in the culture, and training them in basic leadership skills. Those are the three things that every small business needs to be doing to build leadership within. And in many businesses, there's a fourth component, and that has to do with safety, depending on what your business does. But be a school, be a development center where people's lives are changed because they worked for your company. So team trust, team alignment, and building internal team leadership is key to effective leadership. I hope you've enjoyed this module on leadership effectiveness. I hope it made sense to you that you've got to develop and grow as a tactical leader as well as a strategic leader. If you need a coach, somebody to help you with this, contact us, contact somebody else, contact a peer maybe, but get help and get others to help you grow in your leadership effectiveness, and you'll be glad you did.